Morning. Any questions? There is a question in the exam that the second last question. What was it saying? Most of you failed. You have the second last question. Anyone can read? You got it?
Do I have to use the question?
Yeah, just read for me.
I have like my first step on, so I don't have like the raw question, but like I have like.
Okay, yeah, read it.
Our second step is 1/2 minus 4/x squared is less than or equal to 1/x. And like
Equals to 1/1/x.
1/x.
Yeah, something like this. Was it equal sign or
It was less or less than or equal.
this way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is almost similar to what what I gave you in the quiz, if you did the quiz. So what you do is you can multiply by the what? The least common factor. So what is our least common factor in all these? 2x squared, right? So 2x squared. What you do here, you do it in the other section, 2x squared. So when you cancel this and this, you get what? The 2 and the 2 will cancel, you get x squared minus this x and this x squared will cancel, minus what? 8, right? Is less or equals to this and that will cancel 2x. Now you need to make the other side 0. You need to make one side to be less or equals to 0. So you bring this one to this other side. So x squared minus what? 2x minus 8 is less or equals to 0. Then we need to look for the what? The values in which we can get the what? You still remember the levels? So there is a level where you get the values of x. So here we need to factorize this. So how should we factorize this? The product is minus 8 and the sum is minus 2. So the factors will be what? So x squared minus what?
4.
Minus 4x plus what? 2x minus 8 is less or equals to 0. So when you factorize this, then what do you get? X minus 4 plus 2, x minus 4 is less or equals to 0. So we have x plus 2, and then we have x minus 4 is less or equals to 0. So now here, see this. So these are now the ones which can give us the levels. Huh? So that means here you equate this one to 0. So x plus 2 equals to 0, or x minus 4 equals to 0. So x equals to minus 2 and x equals to 4. So now you draw the what? The number. So you get the number. So that means we have the levels here. So we have x is -2. So -2 is over here. And then x is 4 is over here. So we have these levels here. So we have this region, we have this region, and then we have that region. So now we use a trial and error to see whether we can get the region where x, this value here, is less or equals to 0. Is less or equals to 0. So now, if we start from here, this side, that means we can choose x to be equals to what? Minus what? -3. So you choose x to be equals to -3. Now, when you bring this x -3 here, then it will be, so when you bring x -3 to this one now, that's what equals to 0. Now, when we slot in x -3 there, what do you get? So you get -3 plus 2, and then -3 minus 4. Now, is this less or equals to 0? Is that less or equals to 0? So you check. Now, -2 plus 2 is what? Is -1, right? Multiply by -3 minus 4. Minus what? -7. Is this less or equals to 0? So this and this is what? 7. Less or equals, oh, you don't see? 7 is less or equals to 0. Is this less or equals to 0? Is it? It is not. So that means this region here will not satisfy our equation there. Now we come to this region. It choose now the middle between -2 and 4. So between -2 and 4. So we can get x, we can let x to be equals to 0. So when you put x to be equals to 0 there, then it will be 0 plus 2, and then 0 minus 4. Is this less or equals to 0? Is that less or equals to 0? So this is 2 times -1. Is this less or equals to 0? So this is -8, right? So this one is less or equals to 0. So this accepts that. This one does not. And then we come to the next region, which is after 4 there. So when x, now let x equals to 5. So when x is equals to 5. So you slot in 5. So 5 plus 2, and then 5 minus 4. Is it less or equals to 0? Is that less or equals to 0? So this is 7, and this one is what? 1. Is it less or equals to 0? It is not, right? So this is not less or equals to 0. So now we have which region? This region, right? So we have this region. Then looking at this, look at this one. So you look at the inequality there. So our inequality, when you slot in -2 here, when you put -2 here, then all this will be 0, right? So 0 is less or equals to 0. So 0 is equals to 0. So that means we are including that region. We are including -2. When you put 4, when you put 4 here, So when you put 4 here, then all of this will be 0, right? So 0 is equals to 0. So we are including that region. So this is our region. Now our interval notation will be what? So our interval notation will be -2 and what? And -2. So it was so simple. So you choose, you get the levels, and then you use a trial and error in each of those levels to check whether it satisfies the inequality. Okay? All right, now let's come to what we are supposed to do today. And so we are looking at addition, so section. So we're looking at section 8.4. So deals with add, subtract, and multiply. Radical expression. Add, subtract, and multiply radical expressions. So addition and subtraction will always be the same. So use the same way to solve the addition and subtraction. Now adding, so you can write it 1. Adding or subtracting. Adding, subtracting, radical expression with same index and same radical is like adding like times. So adding or subtracting radical expression with same index and same radical is like adding like terms. So we call this one like radicals. We call them like radicals. For example, when you add 8x plus 3x, so these are like terms, right? So 8x and 3x are like. So what do you get? We get what? 11x. We get 11x. Now, when we add the radicals, now let's say we get, let's say we have 8 the root of x plus 3 the root of x. So this is similar to this. So this one is similar to this. So that means they are what? They are like terms. So these are like terms. So what do? You add what? This and this, which is equals to 11 the root of 11 the root of x. Similar to subtraction, when you put here minus, so it's the same thing. So when you put minus there, you get 5 there. When you put minus here, you get what? You get 5 the root of x. 5 the root of x. So it is similar, subtraction and addition. Use similar ways. Now, when it comes to multiplication of radical expressions. So when it comes to multiplication of radical expression, so if we have, the nth root of a, if we have, so you can write this, have nth root of a and the nth root of b, the nth root of a and the nth root of b, where n is greater or equals to 2, where n is greater or equals to 2. Then when we multiply the two of them, then the nth root of a times the nth root of b is similar to the nth root of a times what? It is similar to the nth root of a. Also, the nth root of a times b is the same as the nth root of a times the nth root of b. Nth root of a times the nth root of b. Okay, any question? So let's look at the examples. So let's look at the examples. Example number 1. Example number 1. Simplify the sixth root of 6uv minus 4. The sixth root of 6uv. Simplify the sixth root of 6uv minus 4, the sixth root of 6uv. So as you can see, so we have the like one, the like radicals here. So this is the same as this. So the coefficients, we just add on the coefficients, or we subtract the coefficients. So when you subtract this, then what do you get? Minus what? Minus 3, the sixth root of what? 6u. Minus 6, minus 3, the sixth root of u. Example number 2. Simplify 5, the cube root of 1250 plus 7, the cube root of 270. Simplify 5, the cube root of 1250, then plus 7, the cube root of 270. So what do you do here? So what you do is you make sure that the radicals are what? Alike. So we need to make sure we have the like radical. So how do we make them like? So here, to simplify this, then we can have the 5, the cube root of what? Should it, am I seeing 125 here times 10, right? Plus 7, the cube root of what? 27 times what? Times 10, right? Then looking at this, 125, what is the cube root of? So it is similar to what? So use the product of, what did you say the product, how to multiply the radicals, the powers of the radicals here. So 5, the cube root of 125, the cube root of what? 10, right? Plus 7, the cube root of 27, the cube root of 10. Okay. So what is the cube root of 125? 5, right? 5 times 5 is 5. So it is 5. So 5 times 5 is what? 25. The cube root of what? The cube root of 10. Plus, this is 27. What is the cube root of 27? It is 3, right? So 3 times 7 is 21. So 21. So 21, the cube root of 10. Now, looking at this, now we have the like radicals here. So we have the like radicals. So we add the coefficients. So what are the coefficients? 25 plus what? 21, which you get one. So what do you get? 41. 46. The cube root of 10. 46. The cube root of 10. So that's how we solve it. So you do the steps, follow the steps there until you get your answer. Is that clear? All right. Let's go to the next example. This one is on multiplication. So simplify 5 cube root of 3x cubed, and then 3 cube root of 18x cubed. So like what we did, say, when we have the cube root, let's say the nth root of a, b. This is similar to what? The nth root of what? A, that is the nth root of b. So they are similar. So here, we multiply. So we multiply 3 and 3, 5 and 3 there. So what do you get? 15, huh? You get 15. And then multiply this and this. So like now the cube root of 3x cube, and then the cube root of what? 18x cube. 18x Then using this method here, so convert this one to this. So this one to this. So what do you do here? Multiply. So it is similar to 15, the cube root of what? 3 times 18 x cubed, and then also x what? Cube. So 3 times 18 x cubed, x cubed. Okay. Then you simplify. So what do you get? So you get 15, the cube root of 3 by 18 is what? Okay, before you do that, what are the factors of 18? So 18, we have 3, 4, 6, right? Then we have 3, 2, right? So we have 3 for this, times 3 for 18, times another 3 for 18, times 2. And then we have this x cube here. So x cube, x cube. Okay. Now distributing okay, the next step, we have 15 here, the cube root of what? So this is 3. How many 3's are there? 3, right? Times 2 times x. How many 3's there? So 3 plus 3, which is what? 6, right? So we have 6 there. Now, distributing the power there, then what do you get? So when you multiply everywhere by 3 times 3 times 1 over 3 times 2 raised to 1 over 3 times x raised to 6 times 1 all over 3. Okay. Then, so this one is multiplication. So this and that. So we have this and this would be what? 2, right? So 15 times what? Times 3 is what? 45. And then we have the x here, x raised to 2, which is from this. And then we have the 2 raised to 1 over 3, which is the same as what? Cube root of what? Cube root of 2. So that's how we simplify. Is it clear?
Can't you bring the x's out at the beginning of the equation?
Yeah, you can bring it out, but I wanted to go step by step. Yeah. So you can do anything so long as you don't make any mistakes. So you can just solve directly anywhere you wish. Any question there? Okay, let's do example number 4. So let's do this example here. Two, the fourth root of 8y squared. Then we have the minus 2 fourth root of 12y cubed. So I know if I give you something like this in the exam, some of you will just say this one is minus. I know most of you will say this one minus this, which is wrong. This is what? Multiplication. When you see the brackets here, so this times this one. Okay? So it is not this minus this. So it is multiplication. So how should we multiply that? So we can multiply first of all the coefficients, which we get what? Minus 4. Okay? So that's the first step. And then using the method that we have written. So this is times what? The fourth root of 8y squared, the fourth root of 12y cubed. Then combining this, then you get what? Minus 4, the fourth root of 8 times 12 y squared y cubed. Y squared y cubed. Now we can look for the what? The factors there. So the next step, minus 4. The fourth root of what? So 8. How many 2s are in 8? 3, right? So we have 2 raised to 3. 12. How many 2s are in 12? 2, right? So 2 times 2 raised to 2 times what? Times 3, right? Right? And then here, times what? Y raised to what? Raised to 5. That's y raised to 5. Now, this is for root here. So we need to look for a way of simplifying inside here. We need to look for a way of simplifying. So the next step is carry again minus 4 there. Okay, and then you can put the brackets here. So we can make 2's to be 4, right? So we can make 2 to be 4 there. So they are 5, right? They are 5, right? So what will remain? So times 2. Okay? So 2 raised to 4 plus times 2 raised to 1 is the same as 2 raised to 3 times 2 raised to 2. So that we want to try simplify by cancelling by 1 over 4. Okay? Then multiply by, we don't have another 3, so we have 3 there. And then multiply by, we want to change this one again. We want to simplify this. Y raised to 4 times what? Times y raised to 1. All these raised to 1 over 4. All that raised to 1 over 4. Then now you distribute the power. So when you distribute the power, so minus 4, 2 raised to 4 times 1 over 4 times 2 raised to 1 times 1 over 4 times 3 raised to 1 times 1 over 4 times 4 raised to 4 times 1 over 4 times y raised to 1 over 4. Then you simplify. So this and that cancel, you get 1. This and that cancel, you get 1. Those ones remain. So we have the 2 here, we have the y here, and then we have the -4. So what will come out? -4 times 2 is -8 times 1. So -8, 1. Okay. Then this one is raised to root. So the 4th root of what? 2 times 3. So which will give us 6. All right. So it is 6. So 2 times 3 is 6. 1. That is our final answer. That clear? Or did I go very fast? Did you understand? Anyone with any issue up to here? So you take this -4 times 2, and this 2 is raised to 1. So which will be -8. And then there is the y, which is raised to 1. You put it outside, y raised to 1. And then the remaining ones are the 4th root, the ones which are raised to 1/4. So this 2 is raised to 1/4. This 3 is raised to 1/4. So 2 times 3 is 6. And then y is raised to 1/4. Y. You get the right answer there. Okay, so let's come to the next example. The next example. Now, if they combine now multiplication and addition or subtraction, now how will you solve? For example, simplify 4 the cube root of x plus 6 times 3 the cube root of x plus 1. Now, if you're told to simplify that, simplify that. So this is similar to multiply a plus b by a plus 1. So it is similar to multiplying a plus b and then a plus b. So what do you usually do when you multiply this? So you say a plus b plus b, a plus b. So you do it like that. So you can use this or you can use this. So we can start from this. So you write as 4 the cube root of x brackets the cube root of x plus 1 plus 6 the cube root of x plus 1 plus 1. Then you open the brackets. So you open the brackets. So multiply this and this. So 4 by, so it will be 4 the cube root of x, cube root of x, plus multiply this and this, 4 cube root of x, plus multiply this and this, 6 cube root of x, plus what? Plus 6. Plus 6. So you open the brackets, this and this, plus this and this, plus 6 times this, plus 6 times 1. And then now you simplify. So when you simplify, then you get 4 cube root of 1? X times what? Times x, right? X times x, okay? The first one here. Plus, looking at this and this, they are what? They are like radicals, right? So for the cube root of x plus 6, the cube root of x will be what? 10, the cube root of x. And then finally, plus what? 6. Now, finally, this is equals to 4 the cube root of x squared plus 10 the cube root of x plus 6. So that's how we simplify that. Now we can solve the final example here. Cube root of 6, 3 minus 7, cube root of 6. Oh, sorry, that's the square root of 6. So we distribute the what? The square root of 6. So multiply. So you get 3 the square root of 6 minus 7 the square root of 6 the square root of 6. So 3 the square root of 6 minus 7 the square root of 6 times what? Times 6. So 3 the square root of 6 minus 7 times what? Times 6. So this 6 and 6 are 6 square. You multiply by the square root. You get this. So finally it will be 3 the square root of 6 minus 42. Any question up to that? So there are some other solved examples which I posted in Moodle, so you can check them and then you look at them. So if you have any question, you can always write on me. So anyone who has not done the corrections, who has not done the homework. So if you still want to submit the quiz which you did not do, then you can still submit it. You still want to do the exam, let me give you the deadline to be today at 4. And before you go away, let me check the Valos. Benjamin, Gregory, Ashley, Victoria, Rachel, Bailey, Laura, Adam, Clay, Andrew, Destiny, Cole, Abby, Aliyah, Aldo, Jillian, Remington, Megan, Rayleigh, Eric, Kayla, Relay, Rock, Ada, Ethan, Thompson, Samuel, William. All right. You have a nice weekend. Make sure you finish your homework.